friends, Jess here with Back to Roots Farm, bringing you guys out in the garden with me to have a little faith talk while we have our chickens out here as well, looking for pests and probably some produce from the garden that they can snag. So I wanted to take a moment, and this may come off as maybe, I don't know, a little garden devotional, but just to talk about how great our God is. It's no surprise, and maybe other gardeners feel this way, but I feel so close to God in this homesteading journey, close to Him through His creation and close to Him just working with it and stewarding it as best as I can to my abilities. And every now and again, I get a little reminder that He is Elroy. He is the God who sees me. And He did it in such an amazing way in the garden this year. This year, I was so excited about the fact that I was finally able to find Tunsley basil, or holy basil as a lot of people call it, that I overlooked planting actual basil, the normal culinary basil you're used to seeing that you use in so many summer dishes. I just completely forgot to plant it. And I remember having a conversation with my mom and telling her how disappointed I was in myself. And I felt like it was too late to plant seeds. And the things that were at, the starts that were at the store, they didn't look very well. And then one day I came out to the garden and I saw this. It was just a little teeny thing sprouting in the ground. And immediately, upon seeing this, my heart melted. You see, I didn't plant it. There were no seeds thrown out. There wasn't anything bought from the store. It just by happen chance, a beautiful little basil popped up in soil that was brand new soil. Basil had never been planted here before. And it just overfilled me with so much joy and so much love, because my God sees me. And even in the most little things that maybe I thought didn't matter to Him or were of no significance, He still met me in the garden, and He showed me that He is a God who cares about me, that He has plans for me, plans for abundance and plans for prospering. And I feel like so often we overlook these small little things of His doing when we're not faced with the big things, when we're not faced with the wealth that we see maybe other people have, or the nicer things and bigger things that other people have. We very much could miss the little basil that He put in the garden just for us. And not only did He do that one basil, but He showed me His abundant love for me. He could have just stopped at one. I mean, I'm overly grateful with just one basil that I didn't plant, that I have no explanation for how it got there. But He went above and beyond. Not only do I have this one basil, I had a second basil pop up. And that's not it. If I walk over to another bed, a third basil popped up. And then finally, in the last bed, a fourth little basil popped up. And He is so, so good. And He will meet you wherever you are and provide for you the very things that your heart desires. No matter how small and no matter how big, if it's in His will and it's in His timing, He will surely meet you where you are and provide you with abundance. And I'm just so overjoyed by that. And oftentimes I feel like when I see Him in the garden, it's through things of maybe irony or just in sheer beauty of His creations. And to just feel in that moment that He just came down and He said, "Here, my daughter, my beloved one. Don't fear that you have not planted this basil that you do every year, that He's got me. And He will sow the seeds for the things of my desire and the things of my heart for me, and provide me with not one, but 4 beautiful basil plants, and show me the abundance of his love for me. In the book Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And every day, through the smallest things, he is giving me that wonderful hope for a future, and the blessing to know that the things that I have prayed for in the past are the very things that I have today. And sometimes I take that for granted until he reminds me that he sees me with the beautiful little basil in my brand new garden. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And until I see you next time, just know he sees you, and our God, he loves you.
It's just